know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away. I want you back. I want you back. Talking to the moon and hiding through the window in my room. There's not much I love to say, and I don't have the strength to fight. I feel that inside like I've been buried in a grave, and you stepped in my soul at night. You stepped away. Oh, here's to you. I downed a couple more to drown the pain. No, I'm not alright. I'm not gonna lie. I give up my life. I have you in my life. Maybe in and out of life, it'd be just you and I never stopped loving you. I want you back. You back. I want you back. I want I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away. I want you back. I want talking to the moon and hiding through the window in my room. There's not much I love to say, and I don't have the strength to fight. I feel that inside like I've been buried in a grave, and you stepped in my soul at night. You stepped away. Oh, here's to you. I downed a couple more to drown the pain. No, I'm not alright. I'm not gonna lie. I give up my life. I have you in my life. Maybe in and out of life, it'd be just you and I never stopped loving you. I want you back. You back. I want you back.
Welcome in, everybody, to another amazing night of the Hrt2Heart Legends series, y'all, as we take it to USA, Lakeland, Florida. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Don't forget to share this live out, y'all, and everybody see what Hrt2Heart's all about. We have races with the ARCA series every Sunday at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. J-Dog, we're in the booth tonight. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. It's going to be an exciting race. I think everybody else is going to love it too. Let's see how it's going to go.
As we're finishing up the qualifying here, this was an amazing race by these guys last night. I really wished I would have broadcasted it last night, but instead I wanted to get behind the wheel a little bit, test it out, same as you here. You know, you always want to test the waters a little bit, but we're going to come back and broadcast this for you guys, and hope you all enjoy.
This track is really fun with other types of vehicles on this track too as well, but it's even funner with the Legends.
Believe that's going to be everybody qualified up, and we're getting ready to show you the starting lineup. It's going to be 100 laps tonight, everybody, here at USA, with Austin Cornpost going to be in that P1 position against Bobby Joe Lane on the outside in P2 in that Hrt2Heart Legends. We got Scott Cazenave in that Alan Tillery Legends car, everybody, in P3 against Rusty Robinson in that Buchanan Resort car on the outside lane. We got to have Steve Harrison in the number 1 in P5 against Brian Perone in P6. Greg Langford's going to take up that P7 spot against BJ Lane on the outside lane in P8. James Borden is going to take up that P9 spot in that Grave Digger 69. Let's get it, y'all. It's time to go racing. It's time to have some fun. Y'all ready to rumble?
At least I'll be trying to get these tires a little bit warmer.
It's one thing. It took a few laps to get these cars dialed in here to be able to get them where they needed to feel good. You had to run a good 5 laps to get them broke in. They are going to have to pit tonight, everybody. They're going to have to pit and get fuel. That is definitely going to be a concern here. So we'll see how the strategies work. And the pace car's in.
Boogity boogity, boys, let's go racing in Lakeland.
Austin now looking to keep it smooth on the inside lane. Going to take up that P1. And Scott Cazenave now is going to get up there next to the O2 of Lane. This ought to be some real close racing here. It was definitely some nice, clean racing here. Can't wait to see how this actually turned out.
It looked pretty good coming around turn 1 and 2 on the first lap. A little breaking up back here in the back. Starting to single file up around 1 and 2 right now. Side by side, Scott Cazenave and Allison Cornpost coming around coming out of 4 going into 1.
Scott's going to be able to get the better run off of the corner there.
Bad group looking pretty good back there too, and hopefully they'll start catching up to 1, 2, 3, and 4 up here. Austin starting making his move. Looking good on his front straightaway going into 1. And almost coming out 3 wide right there in the back on the front straightaway going into back straight.
A lot of battling going on here for this lead.
Scott going in low on Austin. Coming into the 4 now. Right there on the front straightaway, you'll see what happens.
Oh, and the 00 is going around. The 00 is going around.
James Borden almost hit BJ coming out of turn 4. That will bring out our first caution of this race.
Not really sure why it's not showing a caution there, but yeah, these guys are under caution right now, everybody. So you're going to have a few cars go into the pits here and get those fresh tires. But that's going to leave Scott Cazenave in the 95 and BJ Lane staying out. So that'll be the 3 that didn't go in and get fuel at this time. They're going to need the fuel in the later run. But they're going to be your 3 to stay out under this caution. One thing I say about these Legends cars, they definitely put up some close racing. They put up some good battles, you know. A lot of these guys were thinking at the beginning of the season it was going to be a super easy thing to drive, but you know, you come to find out that in the longer the run with the tires here, it's more slippery, you know, the longer you run here and the more you put on the car, you know. So you definitely have to take your time and you have to be patient. You know, you have to let those tires warm up for a certain amount of laps each time. It's a big difference here. It can cost your whole race.
And it truly can. Pace car's off. Get ready for the restart. Green flag.
Scott Cazenave's going to work his way up to the top there, get in, and then Austin's going to creep up right behind him. Now we got the 2 lanes right next to each other, side by side. Father and son here, BJ Lane and Bobby Lane. BJ looking a little bit free there coming off that corner, but is able to regain that composure to go down towards that inside and keep it going.
Good side-by-side racing here in Lakeland. BJ Lane's starting to pull away from his dad now. Greg Langford's trying to stick his nose right behind BJ Lane. Lane and Greg Langford now banging doors and getting ready to come around turn 4.
BJ losing a little bit of momentum there. Greg able to get around. Now BJ's going to take that lower lane and see if he can make that lower lane work and stay up there towards the front of this field.
I see a good battle between Scott Castanave and Austin Cornpost up front right now.
Rusty Robinson here in the number 5, everybody.
Field looking pretty good right now.
It's definitely a beautiful looking field here, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Austin Cornpost and Scott Castanave are starting to pull away from the field right now. They got at least a 2-second lead.
Austin in the chat. What's up, AK? What's going on, brother?
We're here trying to have fun and here we're in this booth a little bit at least.
A lot of good racing going on right now. Definitely a good race. Let's go. Let's go back here and take a glance at our leader right now. Austin and Scott Castanave. They are putting it on up here. But you have to remember, they haven't pitted yet, so this will make a change of effect here when it comes time to pit.
You got a battle going on back there between Bobby Lane and Greg Langford.
BJ Lane now looking at the inside of the 07.
I seen a few of them back there bouncing off the wall turn 4.
I believe I saw Steve back there. He hit it pretty good too.
You can tell there's some great battling going on out here right now. They're on all single file.
I'll tell you what, this is definitely a close race. There's a lot of close racing here. Everyone is under that 1 second interval.
That's true. Everybody is in a minute-second interval between everybody right now on this track.
Except for the gap in between second and third. But they do regain that. You know, they definitely come back later and put some closer action in here.
There is a 2-second gap between Bobby Joe and Scott Castanave right now, as Scott Castanave is right behind Austin Cornpost, still trying to take over the lead. BJ looking pretty good, coming off of between 3 and 4 right now, coming down the front straightaway. Scott's trying to look for a move around Austin right now, coming out of turn 2, going in the back straightaway. Bumper to bumper, look at them. They're bumper to bumper right now, going into 3.
Topping that at 105 mile an hour coming off of the straightaway. That's a lot of speed for these little cars.
Especially when you got a 2-cycle Kawasaki motor inside these things. I'm afraid on this track, it's not the tires that's going to be the issue. It's going to be the fuel that's going to be the issue on this track. But these two guys right here still have not pitted, and they're still going to get ready to come around turn 3 at this turning point right now. Bobby Lane, PJ Lane coming around side by side with Greg Langford coming into 2, going in the back straightaway. Side by side in turn 3, coming into 4, going in the straightaway. Some good side-by-side racing between BJ Lane and Greg Langford on the back straightaway right now, going into 3.
Greg Langford is currently 3rd place in the standings against BJ Lane, which is in 8th place. Oh, and they're in each other. They're in each other.
That brings out the second caution in this race. Now I wonder if Austin and Scott will both go in to get some fuel.
Both drivers are going to be able to keep going, get into the pits, get the cars fixed, get whatever fuel they need, and continue on. Not really sure why our tower here isn't showing it under caution. I'm sorry, everyone. I guess the flag system doesn't want to seem to work today, but we're here to let you know we're under caution here with 69 laps to go with the Hrt2Heart Motorsports Series at USA Lakeland. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's take a minute here since we're under caution and thank our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
All right, and we're back, everybody, as the pace car's going around for one more lap here, and then we are going racing.
And it looks like Austin and Scott now, they finally got their fuel, and they're in the back of the pack.
I definitely should have been able to get BJ Lane fuel too. Even though he had the damage he had to go get fixed, he was able to get his fuel and get the car fixed, and hopefully he'll stay out of damage the rest of the race, and he'll move his way up the field. Pace car's in.
Green flag. Bobby Joe Lane had a good start coming on, going into 1. Bunched up in the back straightaway right there with those guys. Bobby Joe Lane looking pretty good. Bunched up back here in the back, coming in 1. Good side-by-side racing right there between Greg Layfriend and Rusty Robinson. Now we're inside car with Rusty Robinson. There's Scott, just made his move in front of him. Look how close they are in the cockpit. Let's fly right along with Rusty for a little bit, shall we? Joe Lane up Earl Lowton when Scott or Steve right behind him. There's a second pace between Bobby Joe Lane and Steve. Got another caution.
O2 is going to get him some laps there. That's going to help him gain some points there. Currently battling for the lead in the points right now. O2.
Now we're under our third caution of this race. Hopefully some of these drivers are going to get some more fuel if they needed it. I'll tell you what, man, that's a good looking pace car up there now. One agreed. I'll tell you what, Bobby boys, man, these cars feel like freaking tanks.
Definitely can handle a lot more damage than some of the models I've seen on iRacing. That's for sure. Pace car's in.
Green flag.
Did you see the crowd there taking pictures on that restart? They were just cameras flashing all over on them, wasn't it? The 02 going to get another great start here.
Looked like Langford got a little loose coming out of turn 4 going into the front straightaway. Side by side coming into 1.
Greg Langford now into P2 with Scott Cazenay.
Oh, Bobby Jones just running around.
And
that brings out our 4th caution.
The race leader is just going to get free on those fresh tires. Going to push it a little too hard, too early. Fresh tires never mix well with the throttle pedal, y'all. Never. All right, well, he didn't really get caught up in no hurtful stuff there, so he should be able to just try to regain composure here and get his way back up towards the front of this field. That's now going to make Greg Langford our leader, with Scott Cazenay in that second place spot, with Austin Corpos taking up P3, with BJ Lane in that P4 spot, and Steve Harrison in that P5. So let's not forget to thank all of our sponsors here at Heart to Heart, everybody. CNL Carpets with Greg Langford here, everyone. Buchanan Resort, Allen Tillery, Buick GMC, everybody. And Bass Tire on Nolensville Road next to the zoo. Much love to all of our sponsors. We just want to say thank you. We really do appreciate you, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we love. So much love to all of our sponsors. Thank you for making Heart to Heart what it is today.
Pace car's off.
Hammer green flag, let's go!
Greg Langford with a slow start going into 1.
That is definitely going to tighten up the front of this field.
Looking pretty good on this first restart going around the track. Austin now looks like he's going to make his move coming back on the back straightaway.
Scott looking really good on that outside lane.
That will bring it side by side with Austin and get ready to come up on Greg. Coming up on 1 right now.
Rusty Robinson now looking for that P4 spot. Oh, Greg and Austin's going to bump right there coming off of the corner. And that's going to hurt Greg a little bit. But that should put us out on another caution here.
It did. Number 5 in our caution list right now.
Scott Hasnave now going to be your race leader with a 95 of Austin Corpo's going to take up P2 with Rusty Robinson in the third place spot with BJ Lane in fourth and Steve Harrison in fifth.
Now we'll round off your top 5 at this point. I think at this point, these tires, man, they're actually still good. Get ready to come around lap 57 and
So a little bit over halfway here. So keep rolling.
we're just going to have to see what the turn of events is going to bring up next on this next go around.
Whoa, 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 what is going on here? Not really sure what's going on here. Maybe this is when I blinked out. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're back, we're back. All right, sorry about that glitch, everybody. Had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back and everything's working just fine. Pace car's in.
Green flag.
Scott Cazenave's going to get the run there with a 05. The number 5 of Rusty Robinson going to take up that P2. Austin Cornpost now looking at the outside lane.
See Ryan Prawn just get a little loose coming out of turn 4 going into 1.
See the 02 of Lane now working his way back up towards the front of this field.
Steve now get ready to become side by side with Austin as beat Bobby Joe Lane. Get ready to come around Steve right now on the outside and coming around turn 2. Austin Cornpost now Rusty Robinson is side by side coming out of 4 going in front straightaway. Ooh, they touched.
Higher side losing a little bit of that momentum. Rusty's going to tuck in behind the 02 here and try to keep it in that lower line. That lower line is definitely where you want to be when it comes to pass.
Rusty Robinson now side by side with Bobby Joe Lane in turn 2 going in back straightaway.
Lane now making his way back to P3. They are gaining on these leaders.
Ben Austin keeping it close to Scott Castaneda's back bumper right now, coming on into 1. Running cockpit right now with Rusty Robinson. Everybody single file going into 4, coming in the front straightaway. DJ Lane trying to make his move. Bobby Joe Lane now side by side with Austin going in the back straightaway. Rusty Robinson now trying to pull side by side with Austin. Whoa, never mind, he got a little loose now. Side by side with BJ Lane going into 1. BJ Lane trying to make his move on Rusty Robinson. So BJ Lane now, Bobby Joe Lane now trying to take the lead. Scott Castaneda now is side by side with Bobby Joe going into 3.
Rusty Robinson and BJ Lane now catching up to the front of this field as well.
Now we're in the cockpit view with Bobby Joe Lane. Some pretty good racing going on here right now. Bobby Joe Lane's just side by side with Scott coming into 4, going in the front straightaway.
Yes, sir. We've seen a lot of side-by-side racing tonight.
Still side by side in 1 and 2.
Ryan Perone back here in the 50 with Steve Harrison.
There's like a second gap between DJ Lane and Steve right now.
Greg Langford and Jay Dog back here. Still a battle going here for the lead with Scott Cazenave on the outside and the 0-2 of Lane on that inside lane with Austin Cornpost taking up that P3 with Rusty Robinson going to be in that P4 spot with BJ Lane in P5.
Bobby Joe Lane now side by side with Scott coming in at 3. Look at him. Austin Cornpost right beside Rusty Robinson as well going into 3, coming into 4, going in front straight away. One, two, three, four, right there in the starter pack right now, side by side, coming in back straight away. We're going to cockpit view with Bobby Joe Lane right now, see how he's doing and holding up to full position. Pretty good side-by-side racing with these guys right now. Going into 3.
Yes, this is definitely an amazing race here by these top 4 right here. As each driver is braking going in these corners, they are using that brake pedal and they are using that throttle pedal having to just feather on that throttle so they don't spin out, you know. So all that plays a factor here, and I'll tell you that makes some good close racing here. For these guys to be racing like that, looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Yeah, you don't want to put your pedal to the floor around this track. You do, you're going to spin right around because it's just like driving on ice out here. Bobby Joe Lane side by side with Scott coming in front straightaway. Scott Castanet now banging doors with Bobby Joe Lane on the back straightaway going into 3.
I'll tell you what, they're getting very close here in these corners. They are getting so close in these corners coming off of this exit.
Some good, great racing between these fellas right now coming on the front straightaway. Austin Corpo still staying right behind Bobby Joe Lane. Austin Corpos is trying to find a gap between Bobby Joe Lane and Scott Castanet right now at this point. Coming in front straightaway.
Rusty Robinson hanging on back there.
Good thing they don't have to worry about tire wear right now. Right now, Bobby Joe Lane and Scott Castanet has been going around this track for the last 5 laps, side by side. That's some good racing for you guys right there.
Let's take a look back here towards the back here a little bit as we got Ryan Perone now in that P5 spot, with Greg Langford going to take up P6. And BJ Lane's going to be in that 7th place spot, with Steve Harrison's going to be in that next spot back with James Borden in P9. But there is still a lot of battling going on here. These guys are still side by side for this lead, and they are also battling for the championship in P1 and P2.
18 to go.
Scott Castanet is going to be currently running in the points lead with a 206 points, with Bobby Lane's going to be in second with 189 points. If Bobby Lane can pull this race off, he can most likely get up into that lead in points.
Still side by side coming out of turn 2, going in back straightaway. And they're just sitting here trading places. And this is some good racing between these fellas. Coming out of 4 now, going in front straightaway. Austin Corporal's not giving any room there. Austin Corporal's now side by side with Bobby Joe Lane, and turn 2 going into the back straightaway. From the looks of these cars, man, they're getting some draft out here on this track. There is a 5-second gap between 4th and 5th place right now, as Ryan Perone in 5th place, with a 6-second gap between Rusty Robinson in the 4th place position. As Scott Castanet and Bobby Joe Lane still side by side coming out of the 4, going in front straightaway.
15 laps to go, everybody.
Scott right now is side by side with Austin. He fell back just a little bit as Austin's still trying to make his way to Bobby Joe. Coming in the 4, going the front straightaway. Ooh, Scott got a little loose. Oh, I hope he hangs on to it. It looks like he does.
Scott is going to get a little bit of free there, but he should be able to regain that composure. He's looking smooth already and regaining on these top
3. As beat Bobby Joe Lane now, side by side with Austin, going into 3. Here they come on the front straightaway, going into 1. Rusty Robinson right behind Austin, not giving enough room to actually do anything. Still, side by side, Bobby Joe, Austin corner post, going into 3 now. Ooh, Bobby Joe got a little loose. Ooh, Austin did too. Rusty and Austin just touched a little bit.
Now Rusty looking at that inside, now going to try to lead a lap.
Rusty Robinson now side by side with Austin going into 3. Scott Castanave and Bobby Joe Lane are side by side as well. Coming in front straightaway. There goes Scott now going in between, making it 3 wide, going in turn 3. Three wide, front straightaway. That's some good racing for you now. Rusty Robinson still side by side with Austin, going in back straightaway. Now Austin's got the lead. This time Bob will be 7 to go.
I'll tell you what, they're driving these cars on the edge right now. They have already got about 50 laps or right at 40 laps on tires right here. You know, all these drivers. So you got to think, you know, this car, when these tires wear out, this thing is just sliding. So it's on the edge right now. They're definitely having to be cautious on the throttle control and that brake control.
Speaking of cautions, we're under our 6th caution of this race at this moment. And this right here will actually lead up to the next for the first green-white checkered.
That's going to make Austin Cornpost our race leader here under this caution, with Rusty Robinson going to take up that P2 with Scott Casanave in P3 and Bobby Joe Lane in the 02 and P4 with Greg Langford in that P5. Looks like BJ Lane is going to be the only one to go in this time and get tires. Hoping for that last little stretch here as we go for a green-white restart. I'm looking forward to see what these leaders do here on this restart, as these guys were just battling side by side for multiple laps here. This whole top four here. I'm so excited to see what the rest of this race has in store for us as we take these last few laps.
That was a really good green flag run between these guys right here.
And the pace car's in.
Green flag. Here we go. Here's the restart. Showing side by side, going in the back straightaway. Bobby Joe Lane now trying to make his move between Austin Cornpost and Scott Casanave.
Scott Casanave now looking at the inside of the 95 with the 0-2 pushing.
Oh, Rusty Robinson got a little loose. Final lap. Oh, bump to bump right there with Bobby Joe, just hitting Austin Cornpost and Scott Casanave.
And Scott Casanave, everybody, is going to be your race leader with Bobby Joe Lane coming up in that P2 position, and Austin Cornpost going to be in P3, with Greg Langford going to take up that P4, with Brian Perrone going to be in P5.
That was a good race between all these gentlemen here. There's your outstandings of the race here. Scott Casanave as your race leader, winner of the race.
Awesome race by all these drivers. That was a fun one to watch. Definitely to go back and see it. I hope everybody's having an amazing night, y'all. Please don't forget to come check us out Sunday with the Hrt to Heart ARCA series at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Sunday night. Y'all make sure you come check us out, and we can't wait to see you then.
From Bobby Boy to J-Dog, we will see you next Friday at Bristol.